Okay, we're a few minutes late, but I mean, to be fair, I had to get home, so that took a little bit of time. And it's like storming something fierce right now, so there's a good chance you may hear like thunder and lightning in the background because that's just something that's going to happen. But that's how we open the show. Welcome to another edition of the now Tuesday Wrestling Podcast, exclusively here on the Popcast Network. My name is Owen. Joining me, as always, is the true voice of professional wrestling here on the Popcast Network, and that is Ashley.
True Vorder.
We got a lot to talk about tonight.
I
Obviously, we're in the middle of. Go ahead.
I don't approve of being the true voice. Considering how many voices of wrestling are getting in trouble already for various things, it's like, yeah, I don't want to touch that with a big old barge pole.
I can honestly say I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, you said I was the true voice of wrestling.
Right.
I'm not a true voice. Sometimes I do like to put fibs in there, like that bloody shot from either SummerSlam or Raw last night. Apparently, in the production screen, the screen that said Asuka versus Lita.
Oh, wow.
With a Photoshop quality that looks like it was done by Stevie Wonder.
Oh, God.
Or Ray Charles. Yeah, what I'm trying to say is it was like a very shoddily done Photoshop, which made me think it ain't real.
Right.
Something I want to mention before I forget. Apparently, Josh Alexander's work visa got denied today.
Uh-oh.
After 6 months and about $3,000 of trying to get it sorted. The reason that they gave, of course, is there is no reason. It's just denied.
Wow. Insanity.
Despite like AAW's Danny Daniels and everything as well, it's like, nah, that's not good enough. That's going well. Oh shit! Of course, SmackDown's happening right now because I'm trying to see what's happening here. Oh my god!
Oh no!
They're actually bringing up women's wrestling and weight.
Oh no!
Oh. What? Oh crap! Our truth's alive. I think our truth actually does want a match with Carmella.
Probably. So we have, if you haven't seen one of our seen or heard one of our amalgamation podcasts before, I'll let you know that, as you can tell by the title of this, we're not just focusing on one brand tonight. We're focusing on a multitude of different brands. Talk about Raw and SmackDown. Try to give some live thoughts, I guess, on 205. We've got Ring of Honor. We've got New Japan. Some news on All In. We got UFC news. We got all sorts of news from across the globe. We got GCW, Joey Janela, Austin, New York news. Talk about that show. All this and more tonight on the Tuesday Wrestling Podcast. Basha, what happened on Raw last night?
Stuff. I was really impressed. A lot of people were, because I think They like too much of the stuff that they did, which was papering over the cracks. We open with Roman coming out, saying, "Oh, I'm defending the title tonight because I'm going to be what a champion should be. Fighting every week, every night, and defending it." So he's got one man in mind that he thinks is deserving of a challenge, and that's the guy that won the title in Brooklyn, but got hurt and never got an opportunity again. So it's time for Finn Balor to make his way out, and he's like, "You know what? I accept." So then Corbin comes out and goes, "Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's be honest. The only reason that you're champ, Roman, is because Balor, you're supposed to be facing me because I want my rematch, because last night I didn't face Finn Balor the man. I faced Balor the demon, who is a completely different person. How the fuck is that possible?"
Okay.
He uses the whole line because Roman says, if you sucked as bad as you did, you made excuses as well. And Corbin just goes, "Well, the only reason you're champ is because Lesnar was more concerned with Strowman than himself." So here comes Kurt and says, "Around here, and we want what the fans want, and Reigns and Balor is the main event, but Corbin is right now up against Bobby Lashley." This match went on for far too fucking long. Lashley won. Somebody give me NyQuil.
I've heard bad things about this match.
It was a match. It happened. It wasn't shit. It wasn't good.
Why did it go so long?
Meh. Because they're filling fucking time. Clearly. Then we had Heyman backstage saying that Brock wants his rematch. And Kurt says, I've read the contract that says he's owed you a rematch, but doesn't say when. It'll be a long, long time before he gets his rematch. And Heyman just like, "Oh, so, Hell in a Cell then, a month, right?" And he just goes, "It'll be a cold day in hell." Or as they say in Brooklyn, "Forget about it." And I'm like, oh. No. Then Corbin comes in and he isn't happy with what happened with Lashley. And it's like, "Oh, well, Stephanie's here tonight. I'm going to talk to her to hype up Australia not buying tickets to a wrestling show." Because, I mean, why else would they try and push Undertaker and Triple H on their television? So now it's Bayley, Banks, and Moon versus the Riot Squad in another a match that felt like it went on too long. It did go for a commercial break, but it was just like, Riot wins for the Riot kick. I like the fact the Riot Squad won, but the other three are better than this in a lot of ways. So then Triple H cuts a great promo talking The Undertaker in Australia and Paul Dainty. Paul Dainty got mentioned like 5 times, I think, from what I remember. Pushing the hell out of him, I guess. Basically saying, you know, it was the end of an era when we last fought at WrestleMania 28. Was it 28? Was it? Yeah, it was 28, wasn't it? And for the same respect of what happened from that moment, I said no. But then he realized that, you know, everything changed after it. You know, their era was something special. So he called Vince back and said, yeah, he'll take off the suit, tape up his hands, lace up the boots, and be the game once again. Just as long as Undertaker picks up that hat, puts on those gloves, and becomes the Phenom one more time. You know, the Super Showdown with 80,000 people in attendance. Oh, we better hope that there's 80,000. The sound will be back. The feeling will be back. The goosebumps will be back because the era is back. Just then, I wanted shock the system. I wanted that. I was just like, great promo, admittedly, and everything, but it's like trying to cover up the fact that the tickets are going shit. Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose and Dolph Ziggler face each other with Seth and Drew in their respective corners. Dean getting the win with the Dirty Deeds. Pretty good match, actually. Pretty decent. Elias backstage getting ready with his guitar. That actually, Strowman confronts Balor in the locker room and says, you know, good luck tonight because I don't cash in from behind. I do it face to face. So Elias starts playing and, you know, his guitar, you know, he basically says, you know, the doctors told him not to perform at the Gramercy Theatre because it's brutal. And he was supposed to play last night as well because his guitar broke and everything, and keeps running on the crowd. And then Kurt Hawkins comes out and says, look, I know you're trying to be a number one hit, but you can be number one as being the number one guy that loses to me. I had an 18-match losing streak. The match happens. Elias wins. Elias has gone into fucking shit already. With Apollo and Brooke, apparently they've got a weakness in the plan with the Authors of Pain. The match happens. The Authors of Pain win. What a great fucking weakness that was. I don't give a fuck. Oh, and then Stephanie. So, you know, talking about Ronda and the first ever women's champion, WWE women's champion. If it wasn't for Stephanie, Ronda wouldn't be in the WWE, you know. She saw the rough talent, and Ronda's now a diamond. Ronda carries the universe on her back, just like me. And Ronda's like, because the rest of the women are all around the edge of the ring and whatever. And Ronda's like, what are you doing? No, for once, it's not about you. It's about everybody here. Also, why are they on the outside the ring, like down on us? You know, are you saying that you want me and you to be above them because we're better people? No, we're all the same. Girls, get up on the apron. And they all did. Natalia's the cornerstone of the women's division. Sasha and Bailey, if it wasn't for their takeover match, the whole movement may have never gotten off the ground. Yeah, I bet they're fucking regretting that now. Yeah, she'll be a fighting champion competing every night. And Stephanie is like, yeah, you are right. You want Brock Lesnar because you don't know who you are. Yeah, the real Ronda Rousey is just one that wants to break people's arms, you know. Ronda just wants to break all of your arms and wipe you all out. That's who Ronda really is. And Rousey's just like, no, I'm not here to break their arms. Only the ones who deserve it. And Ronda breaks Stephanie's arm. And then all the faces, including the Bellas again, just randomly fucking there, get involved and celebrate with her. With like Bailey and Becky and like half the other women are just like, what the fuck are we doing here? Awkward, because then that meant that only the Riot Squad and Alexa Bliss as the heels were able to sort of save Stephanie. So that happened. So then the B team come out and basically say, we've gone from never winning the match to becoming tag champs, and we're dedicating our matches tonight to all the fans because the B and BT stands for Brooklyn. So it's Bo versus Scott Dawson. Dawson wins. Axel immediately gets on the mic, challenges Dash to a match. And then after the break, Dash beats Axel. And then Bo gets on the mic and says, you may have defeated us individually, but we're still the champs. And I'm like, what is the angle here? Who's supposed to be the heels? Because at the minute, at all, and Stephanie's with Corbin and Alexa backstage, and Kurt's like, are you all right? And says like, where were you? And Corbin's just saying, Raw's in chaos. And Stephanie's just, look, you've been manager here for over a year. And I just think that it's wearing on you. Maybe you just need a vacation. And Stephanie goes, not a permanent vacation, just some time off and a time away. So Corbin, acting general manager of Raw. I can sense a plan here. A big old plan. And then Roman and Finn happened, which was a good match. Braun Strowman coming out to try and cause a distraction, but of course it doesn't work. Spear happens. Roman wins. So Braun gets in the ring, kicks Reigns down. The crowd is loving this because they're sensing this is happening. They go over to, the briefcase goes to the ref. The briefcase goes to JoJo. JoJo announces that he's cashing in the contract. Critically, before the bell rings, so technically it's still valid. All right. The tag title match is happening on SmackDown right now. So before the bell rings, banner, plays Dean in Shield 2.0 gear. I guess 3.0. After what happened the last time. And Strowman tries to get the best of him. They prepare to give him the Cerberus bomb through the table, the announce table. Strowman does escape for it for a bit, but he eventually gets speared by Roman again. and they powerbomb him through the announce table. In all honesty, the best bit about that situation, when you think about it, is the crowd were cheering for Balor, then for Strowman, and then they cheered for the Shield. So the crowd didn't know what to do. Because if the Shield thing sticks, it might get Roman over. But the problem is, it depending how it backfires or not, they could just honestly just Seth and Dean down with them. So I have my concerns. Oh, that's nice. We might be getting a live murder on television, everybody. I'm keeping an eye on this now because I'm sensing that we might be getting a title change.
Pretty sure we are.
Maybe. The reason why I say this is happening because we'll go into SmackDown next. You know, sort of legit, sort of live reactions and everything. The news came out that Rowan tore. So my belief is nothing's going to happen there. Oh wow, the Bludgeon Brothers hammers can be picked up by anybody else because they were just used for possibly the finish by the looks of it. Oh shit. Are we ending this match with a dusty elbow drop through the table from Xavier? Pretty much.
That's it.
Booker T, five-time tag champs. My feeling is if Rowan wasn't injured, they would have probably retained.
Yeah, I'd say so.
But because they didn't, guess what? You get fucking hung out to dry, guys. Put it on New Day. They don't get injured. So yeah. Spoilers, that's happened. I guess we're doing SmackDown in reverse. From what I was catching glimpses of while covering the Raw stuff, pretty good main event. Because they gave it like 20, 25 minutes. They gave it quite a nice time. I'm guessing it's about to go off the air. For Miz and Mrs. because... Bleh. Speaking of Miz and Mrs., and Maurice started off tonight's SmackDown with a little bit, you know, he's emotional, taking in the reaction from the fans that are booing him and whatever. You know, 2 nights ago at SummerSlam, something happened. You know, he's got a family to think about and wants to make it really short. So with a heavy heart and utmost sadness, I regret I have to announce my retirement of ever facing Daniel Bryan again. It's like solid. You know, the 8-year saga between them's come to the end. He did what he was going. He did what he said he was going to do, and that's beat Bryan in front of a sold-out Barclays. Don't get me wrong. Brian gave me everything he had. He punched me 100 times, but 100 Brian punches don't amount to one Miz punch. You're looking at the hardest punch in the company. Now, I pinned Daniel in front of my sexy wife and my beautiful baby daughter. It's now time to start my new life, and that's watch the latest episode of Miz and Mrs. after SmackDown. And Daniel Bryan comes out, and he's just shouting "coward" a few times. And Miz goes, "We'll never say coward in the record books. You know, you just got to deal with the fact that you aren't as good as me, and you'll never have a chance to go up against me again." And Brian just goes, "Look, for once in your life, shut up. Mock my retirement. Convince everybody that you didn't cheat to win. I'll expose you for what you really are, and that's a wannabe Hollywood star cosplaying as a pro wrestler. No, you can't retire yet." And Maurice just goes, "Why don't you just retire and leave? In fact, why don't you just change your last name to Bella?" And I'm like, I worked out how that shit goes. Because I noticed Maurice isn't Maurice Miz, is she? Much. Which is nice and all. So, of course, this cues Brie to come out, and Maurice bails, and Brie just slaps her the hell out and sort of has a go at Miz. And Brian gets a mic and basically just goes, hang on. Buddy versus Buddy Murphy and Tony Nese in a tornado tag tonight. I like it. Drake's doing an introduction every week. Previously on. But yeah, Brian was talking with Paige, and they've set a match for Hell in a Cell, except it's not a singles match. It's going to be a mixed tag match with Brian and Brie versus Miz and Maurice, which I don't have a problem with, because if I'm going to do an all women's pay per view and have men on it, there are probably people going to complain. In all honesty. Next, the opening match, Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton, which we get to the point late on in the match because it goes relatively short because Orton starts fingering his ear again. So Hardy dumps Orton down and just basically stomps him in the dick. His hand. So yeah, Orton wins via DQ technically. But they brawl sort of around the outside and sort of into the crowd. And throws him on, hits him head with the camera, sees some boxes stacked up, hits a swanton bomb onto Orton through the table, and Hardy's just laughing. Very nicely done, I will say. I guess it is sort of a revenge on Randy Dickhands. I think that's what we can call him, isn't it? TJP's got slightly new music. It doesn't sound like a video game anymore. So all the video gaming don't make any sense. Oh, he's doing some cheap heat. Anyway, then the Bar are backstage wanting a shot at the winners of the tag title rematch. And then, I guess because they were trying to be... I don't know who they were trying to be, but Anderson had a Gallows had a British-style accent. And Anderson had, like, Elton John glasses on. But basically, they were saying that they would do it. So, I have no clue. Omi versus Peyton Royce. Sorry, somebody's got a sign in the crowd that says Comic Sans rules. I'm confused. Oh, TJP's versus Dar. So I guess Gnome then is getting straight on a plane from this to go to Birmingham. God, he's going to be busy. Anyway, Peyton wins. In a match. Not exceptionally great, but not rubbish. Average. Then Big E's getting his ribs taped up, saying, the rest of New Day come out and basically go, "How are the ribs?" Big E pulls out a bag of ribs and goes, "Well, yeah, I preferred the Chinese glaze flavor, but they didn't have it in stock." And they're just like, "No, your real ribs are they bad?" And Kofi says, "Come on, we started our first tag title reign right here in Brooklyn. It's only fair that we do it again tonight." So then we get the video package with the Carmella Bear stuff. They completely mute the fuck out of the crowd for this entire thing. Charlotte's winning, people are cheering. Becky's beating the shit out of her. They don't do anything, but they cut out the booing. That's the important bit. So Becky gets the mic and says, "I deserve to be standing here as a champ. It was stolen from me. Charlotte deserved what she got." Sunday was not about Charlotte. It wasn't about Roman. It wasn't even about Ronda. It was about one woman, me. I was able to
What do we got going on, Ashley? We have a live audience, and we have no Ashley. So something tells me that we're having issues right now. My apologies. It's been a long day. Did the 8 miles earlier today, so hopefully Ashley will be returning. I don't know if he's having technical issues or not, or know exactly what happened, because don't forget, I'm in a sense of, oh my goodness, it is late and I am tired. I don't know if that means we're going to be starting over or what's going to happen. I hope that's not going to be an issue. I guess it really depends on what exactly happened, because I don't know. He is not listed on my online chat, so something tells me that he got kicked off, so that's not good. We were going along just fine, and then next thing you know, it's just like Ashley got kicked off, and I don't know where he is at this point. I mean, if we have to cancel the show, I mean, we potentially can, and then we can just. Those of you that are listening right now, if you're in live chat, please let me know what's going on. I was trying to stay awake. It wasn't really working out very much to my abilities. So hopefully Ashley will be joining us in a few. If something happens, we may have to call the show and restart. Not tonight. It'll have to be another night. Anybody that's listening right now that can listen to me, please let me know what's going on so I know an idea what's going on. Because right now, no one gets a hold of me in a few minutes. I'm probably just going to call the show and say videos are going to be about a day difference. And Ashley is back.
Yeah. Why did I get fucking cut off?
I don't know.
Can chat help out? Are they there?
Nope, no one's here.
Was I talking about? I'll just talk. Did you hear the Peyton Royce stuff?
I haven't heard anything. I think I nodded off again.
Get into this Becky Lynch thing. I realized my camera's on even though I fucking turned it off. What the fuck? So the Becky Lynch Charlotte stuff. Becky gets the mic, and apologies if I'm saying this twice for the people that are watching on archive, but I'm trying to get gist to where it got cut off. So Becky says, I deserve to be standing here as champ, and the moment was stolen from me. Charlotte got what she deserved. Sunday wasn't about Charlotte. Wasn't about Brock or Roman. Hell, it wasn't even about Rousey. It was about one woman, and that was me. I was able to get over Charlotte, added to the match at SummerSlam, because it was my opportunity to get that title, and I pictured having that belt over my head, and that was a top star, and putting the women's division on the map. And then things turned fucking stupid. And it was at this point I'm going, look, Road Dogg, this is the one flaw in your plan. Because Becky starts questioning if the fans are really behind her. Because, when Charlotte got added into the match or whatever, she didn't see any hashtag give Becky a chance tweets. And I'm like, we're putting give Becky a chance on the same label as give Divas a chance or anything. And then she said, well, Charlotte got added to the match. You didn't boycott coming to SummerSlam, and you were all cheering and clapping when Charlotte won. And I'm like, no, they fucking weren't. Don't try and put false bullshit into the hearts and minds of the people that watch your product. And then, like, Becky goes, the fans never refer to me as one of the greatest WWE stars of all time. You know, I've been made an afterthought. I don't buy all the praise you're giving me now. You know, you're all talk and opinions, but I've had enough of the opinions and I've decided to take action on my own. That referee counting to 3 broke me out of a trance. I realized Charlotte's been holding me back and she's going to steal my spotlight for the last time. I deserve it. I say that I'm the best and no one can tell me different. And she's getting cheered about this. And how do they cover up the fact that people are booing Charlotte? 1, Kevin Dunn turns down the volume, and 2, Charlotte and Becky just get into a fucking big fight with Paige having to send out the rest of the women's division to break up the fight that's going on. And that's the promo from Becky. If you take out the context of what she was saying, was incredible, as I expected it to be. Wait, fucking Wale's on commentary tonight? Hell yes. Oh, and Noam Dar just won. And Drake refereed the match. I approve. Drake! My problem is the context. And of all people, Bully Ray summed up perfectly. What WWE did at SummerSlam was created a female Daniel Bryan. You can try and position them as the bad person all you want. But Becky's toiled away at actually trying to be getting good in this business. And she keeps getting put aside flavor of the month or anybody that's father is Ric Flair. You know, the fans feel that she has earned it. You know, for all the work that she's put in, she's the one that was deserving of the shot, not Charlotte. If this trend continues, you know, in terms of the fan reaction, they have to fucking do something, can't they?
I'd say so.
They're going to have to flip it on its head and just have Charlotte be heel. Because if the fans aren't going to listen, put it in such a way that they'll have to just flip it on its head and make Becky the sort of angriest off babyface. Sort of just like AJ is at the minute. To some extent. We'll get to that in a minute. Next, the rematch between Almas and Vega versus Rusev and Lana. Rusev and Lana win because Almas tries to use a steel chair with the referee not seeing. But Aiden English took the chair away and Rusev did the old kick and the accolade and Almas taps. So some interesting stuff going on. So then I'm just seeing what Drake's saying. So Drew has been denied a rematch against Cedric. Heel Drake, apparently. Heel Drake. He says, you know, it was hard to tell because the accent was bad, and it looked like it was actually filmed on a mobile phone, admittedly, rather than a fake phone. But Nakamura just ended with, you now have a champion you should be proud of. Welcome to the United States of Knack America. And I'm like, yes, fuck it. I'm supporting Nakamura now just because of one line. So then we've got Renee with AJ Styles doing a retro style stage interview. You know, like Mean Gene back in the did in the day, Owen.
Yeah, of course. Superstars.
That. And he's like, "What happened at SummerSlam?" And AJ struggles to talk, and then I guess he's goaded into it by the Smark fans who are going, "Who's your daddy?" And he's like, "Oh, so." But I don't regret what I did. I lost the match because of my actions. I'm not proud of that. But Samoa Joe crossed the line. And I want to make a promise to the universe and my family watching at home. The next time Joe mentions my family's name, I'm going to rip his heart out. And Samoa Joe then attacks him, puts on the coquina clutch, keeps it locked in, and then lets Styles go eventually. Joe grabs a mic, grabs a cameraman, and just goes to the camera. Oh, Wendy. I guess that promise that AJ made to try and have him tuck little Annie into bed. I guess it's too late because Daddy's already gone night-night. Drops the mic pipe bomb style, and Joe just like poses, and it was like beautiful, brilliantly done. Oh, Jack Gallagher and Brian Kendrick just beat the shit out of Tozawa because he wants his rematch. Okay. That went a way that I wasn't expecting. Carmella's with Paige basically saying, I want my rematch. So R-Truth then shows up and says, I want my title match as well. And all I've got to do is pin Carmella. And Paige is like, baby doll, you know, it's that way. And he leaves. And Paige just goes, okay, Carmella, your rematch with Charlotte is next week. And she walks off. And then you hear a little scream. And then Paige is just like, Truth, put her down. And he's like, I want my shot. It's like, Truth's being awesome again. And then the SmackDown tag team match happened, and we already covered that and all that. So, Rick's trying to stop a fight between Cedric and. Okay. Drew Gulak's now quoting Dr. Zeus. Drew's being Drew.
Ashley, are we having issues again?
No. Sorry, I'm getting in. It's a Drew Gulak promo. What do you think I'm going to do? Oh, shit. He said he was a choir boy. Fucking choir boy. This is just brilliant. I love this. I'm trying to see. Oh, it looks as if they're doing Dunham Bate versus Coffee and Wolfgang at the tapings in Birmingham this weekend. Dunn's defending the UK title against somebody yet to be named. And also they're doing a 2-night tournament to crown the first ever NXT UK Women's Champ as well. Who do you think, Owen, might take that?
Who do we got right
I think
now?
Tony Storm might be the... I'll have to have a quick look at the names that they put in the press release. You want to mention is Zia Brookside because she's had to pull out of some indie booking that she's supposed to have. Tony Storm, Ginny, Dakota Kai, Rhea Ripley, Zia Brookside, Isla Dawn, Millie McKenzie, and Nina Samuels are all listed. So that is 8 women. I would honestly say Dakota Kai might be the best choice. Because I think if you put it on Tony Storm, then you sort of like... But then again, if the NXT... Actually, no, come to it. Yeah, because if the NXT UK Women's Championship is going to be part of Evolution, it can't be on Tony Storm, really, can it? Classic and all that. So logically, I'd say they'd have to give it to Dakota Kai, really, wouldn't they?
Perhaps.
I don't think they've got enough confidence in Ginny because, I mean, she got knocked out in the first round of the actual Mayan Classic itself. And considering the botch that happened, you know, the last time, you know, not really exceptional and everything. So we'll have to see. I'm trying to think what I should cover next. I guess if I can find them. Lucha Underground. I haven't got my tablet ready, so I can't play roundabout this time. Apologies, guys. Past week. There we go. Managed to get some notes for it. So we're already in episode 10 of series 4. So I'm trying to work. I think that may be halfway. Maybe. So Dario with a bad wig is checking his mail and has apparently got a wedding invitation from Johnny and Tyron already, and he's just like, it won't last. And Cobra Moon arrives and says the Reptile Tribes never received their rematch for the Trios titles and they want it tonight. And she promises that they'll prove their strengths, or Antonio does it. Then Paul London and Saltador are in the ring, and up and they discuss Mala Suerte's death, and he wants a chance at redemption. So Saltador's facing Matanza. Cueto. Matanza gets hits with the Wrath of God, and I guess technically Matanza's killed somebody else. More, death number 5 just from Matanza in this whole sacrifice deal, this series. Havoc and the Mac meeting with Killshot showing up, saying that they don't respect Son of Havoc, and Killshot promises to win the gifted title tonight before they defend the trio titles. That Pentagon will defend the LU title against Cage in a last man standing match. So Dragon Azteca Killshot, pretty good match. Dragon Azteca getting the win. with his tornado DT and all that. So then, of course, this follows in sort of lay with the 6 man. With Dragon Aerostar on the roof, and Drago doesn't feel that he deserves a second chance, but Aerostar just says it's all Cobra Moon's fault, you know. And you know, Drago's like, do we deserve the friendship? But Aerostar says, like, I forgive you, and Drago's unsure and flies off because you know he's a dragon and all that. So then we have the trios titles. Killshot, Son of Havoc, and the Mac defending against Darga, Cobra Moon, and Jeremiah Snake. So I guess Crane is now under the power of Cobra. Snake hitting Killshot, getting the win, and yeah, the new champs crowned in the Lizard Tribe and all that. And then afterwards, Killshot mocks Havoc for losing the titles and then lays him out with a top rope double stomp as Mac looks on confused. Killshot then just says he don't give a shit and leaves. Edge is starting to talk, but Pentagon shows up and they brawl away and fight and fight. Pentagon lays out a mariachi with a guitar. They also randomly the Striker and Vampiro keep talking about that Father Rick O'Shea, who's a priest in the crowd, is there, and I'm like, okay, did they do that literally just for the thing? Because Pentagon saves the father and then breaks the priest's arm because he's Pentagon. I'll save you. Oh no, I'll fuck you. Bah! Like, so Penta and Cage brawl away, I guess, to build up next week. But then, of course, end credit sequence with the Mac with Dario in a dodgy wig Cueto, and he wants Killshot next week. And Matt and basically Cueto just goes, I'm afraid that won't be possible. Because you're facing Mil Muertes in the first ever Haunted House match. And I'm going, Haunted House match? What? And Mac's just like, okay. By the way, Cueto, trick or treat, motherfucker. Except it got cut off before he said the I guess it was motherfucker. And then you would have had the, you know, yes music. Roundabout play. Maybe. But tell me, what's the date tomorrow, Owen? Owen.
Yes.
Owen, what's the date tomorrow?
It is the 22nd.
So if it's the 22nd of August, why are we having a match where Mac is saying trick or treat, motherfucker? What I'm trying to say is March.
Fair point.
That angles to me that they were supposed to be airing this next episode on Halloween, which clearly ain't happening because it's on tomorrow. So I'm a bit, huh? And all that. Ring of Honor stuff. Which we had Sabin beating Scorpio Sky. with retirement and all that. Except they got attacked by Punishment Martinez, because of course they did. Getting the save and all that. Karen Q beat Jenny Rose. Then Shelley's shown backstage, laid out next to a folding chair and all that. Then in the first round of a top prospect tournament, Eli Isom beat FR Josie, who both got murdered by Jeff Cobb. So he's officially made his debut on television right now. And then Kenny King beat Marty Scurll. With his feet on the ropes for extra leverage, I guess King's a heel now. Maybe. Possibly. Thing. Impact Wrestling. So Phoenix beat Sami Callihan in... Yeah, they just stuck it on right at the start, which is pretty ridiculous. Save sort of afterwards and whatever. Or basically for the save at the end or whatever. So the TNA flashback was Big Money Team 3D, the main event Mafia on the British Invasion in a 4-way tag match. I was trying to remember when the fuck that was. Ali said she was going to defeat Sue Young later in the show for Madison and Rosemary. This is for my soul. Then Johnny Impact beat Jimmy Jacobs by DQ. Because of Kong running in and beating the crap out of Johnny Impact. So then the smoke show happened. Basically, Fala Bar and KM thought they'd be both guests on this the first episode, and Bordeaux interviewed both of them. And KM basically went, "Look, I'm frustrated because I can't control it." And Bordeaux just goes, "Haven't you considered a different way?" And was like going to sort of kiss him, but that managed to entrance KM enough, apparently, to get him to sort of realize, yeah, I should use what he can't control to sort of, I should be more like him rather than him trying to be like me. And he walks off set, and Bar just gets slapped by Bordeaux in a segment where I'm going, how much fucking cocaine have the writers done? Introducing Killer Cross as his insurance policy, except Edwards hit Aries with a kendo stick and then Cross beat the shit out of him. I don't give a fuck because you know my opinions on Killer Cross. Eli Drake then beat Joe Hendry. With the basically unclear situation going on between them and all that. And then Matt Seidel's meditating on the beach and he's got his third eye. Like I give a fuck. Too Young by DQ. Because Tessa Blanchard came in to cause the DQ. Which is weird. And then the OG street fight. In some sort of parking lot, I guess. Knives attempted to be used. Hangings. All sorts of stuff where it's like, thank God this is wrestling, because if you just put that in just any sort of other connotation, they'd be arresting the shit out of you. Somehow LAX won, despite the fact they were their title belts in the first place that the OG stole, and there wasn't even a rigmarole. And then, right at the start, they said, that the handlers, aka Conan and King, don't get involved. And you know, whatever happens at the end of this, it's over. Cue straight to the end when King goes, "This isn't over," and it's like, what the fuck? You literally said this is going to be over no matter what happens, and now you're going, "This isn't over." The King's like, you know, "You're old, you need to be put down, Conan." Begged LAX to take Conan out and side with him, and you know, King just goes, "I spit on your soul and I spit on your family." And King got down on one knee and begged Conan to hit him, saying, "You're too scared to do it. You won't do it." And then Conan sort of throws a punch to camera. So they literally left it on like a Lucha Underground cliffhanger, except why the fuck should I care? The OGs don't fucking deserve anything. Why should I give a fuck? Is it everybody? I'm fucking pissed, apparently. Because I'm getting shit like this. And then, the World of Sport. I've already said about the Cesaro section shirt in the fucking crowd. Because, of course, there was. The other stuff that went down on the show, if it's even worth covering, Kaylee Ray and B Priestley went to a no contest. I can't remember why. I don't know who got involved there. Will Ospreay beat Martin Kirby in a good match, but again, the commentary was just not hurting it. And then Grado was told to find a tag team partner for his tag team title tournament shot with Grado managing to find Davey Boy Smith Jr. to take on Crater and Robbie X. And basically it came to a point when Crater was just pissed, I guess, and walked out on Robbie X and whatever. So Grado and Davey Boy Smith got the win. Then Crater went to try and beat down on Robbie X, but Grado and Davey made the save. And Crater's just like, is it? He's like giant haystacks, but mentally challenged because I can't say the R word. And then the number one contenders match: Nathan Cruz, Joe Hendry, and Justin Sism. Sism getting the win on Cruz with a crossbody. That is possible, isn't it, Owen?
Mm-hmm.
Spinning crossbody. He basically spun in the air, but eventually he did like a 360 sideways, so he crossbodied Cruz. Would that be a spinning crossbody? Has it got another name? Or not? Body. It was pretty impressive, but the match was just like, I don't give a shit. It's being presented in just a sort of, it's being presented in a way that you have to know these people. You don't just can't come in and just know. You have to know the sort sometimes their history, like with Ospreay and Kirby and Grado and Cruz. I think Cruz subbed in for what's his name, Love Island bloke, Adam Maxted, because he didn't want his face getting damaged or something like that. I don't know. But next week, the semi-finals and the tag team tournament are happening, and also Kaylee Ray defending the women's title in a battle royal. Still not impressed. I don't even know what the fucking viewing figures were for it. Somehow I've got a feeling not good. So, not much in the UFC. At least at this point. The big thing, I would say, well, I guess Tom Lawler getting released is a pretty big thing, so now he can focus on his indie wrestling stuff.
Correct.
But the real big thing, I would say, would be Amanda Nunes. Engaged to her girlfriend on whatever this weekend.
Oh, nice.
So I guess that'll be happening somewhere down the line. I'm not entirely sure when. Trying to get the next show for UFC because I believe it's this weekend. Yes, Lincoln, Nebraska, hosting Fight Night. Main event being James Vick versus Justin Gaethje. Michael Johnson versus Andre Philly is also on the main card bit. Jake Ellenberg is in action. Angela Hill is. Mickey Gall is on the Fox Sports 2 prelims. Mickey Gall, despite being, he's the guy that beat CM Punk. I guess his last loss was, he last fought against Randy Brown back in November last year, and he hasn't fought since. So he's in on the undercard as well. Joanne Calderwood as well on the Fight Pass prelims. Because she had an opportunity to, I think, actually be in I think it was the Fight Night show in Glasgow where she lost via unanimous decision. But Calderwood missed weight, so I guess the punishment is you're now on the undercard for the next fight. So I'll be interested to see how she does against Kalindra Faria. And the next big one is Tyron Woodley and Darren Till in the welterweights in, I guess, 2 weeks, is it? So it's the week after All In. Along with Nico Montano and Valentina Shevchenko's women's flyweight title match. Also, Jessica Andrade is on the undercard of that one, and Karolina Kowalczyk, along with others. Obviously, I'll talk about that over the next couple of times, but not too much going on. I think, let me just look, Bellator's next big show that I won't be paying attention, I'll be paying attention to, will be September 29th, by the looks of it. The Tornado tag match has been pretty good. Owen isn't watching because he's trying to catch up on sleep. That's a shoot. No, it's probably a shoot. I don't know.
It's close to it.
Oh, Lucha House Party just won. Oh, apparently Roman Reigns recorded a guest role for Disney's Eleanor of Avalor animated series. So he's even fucking tainted the kids' minds now. Dear God. I want to mention it here because it's just shown up in Dave's notes today. You have seen this week's Being the Elite, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, have you seen it?
They need to do a thing
with
Flip Gordon and Dennis Stamp.
That's what exactly they did.
So they did it. Including Matt just going, "Want you to be there, Dennis." Like,
no. The best part. No. The best part, absolutely, without any doubt, is obviously he was like word for word doing everything, and just one time he says, "Want to ref me and Brett? Ref me and Brett," and I was like, "Yes."
Yeah. And then it just changed to, "Why don't you ref our Dream 6-mean tag?"
And then he said, "Ref me and Brett once, only once."
And then, of course, the tweet response afterwards going, "No. Wait a second. Hell no." And then Daniel was cutting a fucking incredible promo on a Mel as well. Because I will admit they didn't announce any matches this time. I guess the mystery match, if it does happen, it will be a mystery. Ring of Honor has announced Chase Owens for their post Death Before Dishonor TV tapings. They also issued a statement apologizing to Honor Club subscribers for the UK tour not airing live on the surface, with Ring of Honor saying they'll do everything in their power to make sure all touring shows will now be live going forward. But that the tour was shown on Fight TV, with Ring of Honor noting that they'd have had to forego streaming the entire tournament live if they didn't actually go with Fight. So basically, they didn't have the infrastructure to do it themselves, in all honesty. Impact Wrestling show in Manchester is going to be featuring Trevor Lee, Rich Swann, and Matt Sydal in a triple threat, and Sami Callihan and Jimmy Havoc in a barbed wire bat death match. Key thing to note about that: 4 days later, Impact's doing TV tapings in Mexico. What? Like legit what? So worth noting, WWR, the women's promotion run by Drew Cordero, Beyond Wrestling fame and all that, doing a women's afternoon show at Deer Park, Long Island. And then the idea is people will be able to go from that to Evolution at the NASA. No, it's not the NASA, is it? Wherever the arena is in Long Island. Apparently call me a taunted Brock on Twitter after the SummerSlam stuff. Oh, Brock is looking smaller through the middle. He's getting ready to really come and get that ass whipped. Have fun in the title match, because when we clash, I'm in that ass. Like, oh. UFC is apparently now worth $7 billion after signing the ESPN deal. Christ. Money. There's a lot of it, apparently. Some sad news, I guess, to report. Villano 3 has died. Oro Diaz Mendoza passed away yesterday. No, actually, it was today on Tuesday, in the early hours, I believe, at the age of 66. Son of Hall of Famer Ray Mendoza, with Mendoza's sons all using the Villano name, and he was Villano 3 because he was the third of the. Well, his two older brothers got in first, so they were Villano 1 and 2. So then he was next. There's nothing saying that what caused his death, because obviously 66 is, I'd say, relatively young, because they haven't obviously specified how he died. You know, whether it was sort of dementia or, you know, a heart attack or whatever. Yeah, respects out to his family and all that. So now we're sticking with the Mexican stuff. Yeah. You know how I was saying about the Alberto match, Owen?
Yeah.
It's no longer happening. Yeah, basic conference. El Patron's management put out a press release themselves saying that Dorian Roldan and AAA didn't pay him his deposit beforehand because they announced it months ago, and they hadn't come to terms. So that's why he isn't on the card. The card itself, there is the usual Alave Allegoria match with the sort of the youngsters and whatever. Australian Suicide defending his AAA Cruiserweight title in some sort of match, not sure against who. For the mixed tag titles, we've got Big Mami and Nino Hamburguesa versus El Hero de Viking and Vanilla versus Dynastia and Lady Marvila versus Angelical and La Hiedra. Then we've got another 4-team tag tournament. This time a ladder match for the tag titles, the men's tag titles. Aerostar and Drago, Golden Magic, Laredo Kid and Bandido, and the 4th team being Flamita and Andrew. Oh no. And then Andrew Everett and DJZ is the 4th team. I can get it right. Then we've got a triple threat trios match. Yeah, this is looking more like a clusterfuck, isn't it? Mamba Maximo and Pimpinella Escalata versus Carter Brava Jr., Mocho Cota Jr., and Tito Santana versus El Hijo de LA Park, Puma King, and Taurus. Then a couple of 6-mans. We've got Jack Evans, Juventud Guerrero, and Teddy Hart versus Averno, Chessman, and Superfly. And La Mascara, Rhea Scorpion, and Tejano Jr. versus Joe Leader, Murder Clown, and Pagano. And then in what's being described as a triple main event, the AAA Mega Heavyweight titles on the line. Jeff Jarrett defending against Phoenix, Brian Cage, and Rich Swann. Lady Shani versus Fabi Apache in a mask versus hair match. And then a 4-person cage match with Psycho Clown, El Hijo de Fantasma, LA Park, and Pentagon Jr. The idea is the first 2 people that escape are safe. Then once there's 2 people left, whoever's in that loses between those 2 loses their mask forever. Unless they're Rey Mysterio, in which they suddenly get it back. The really bad thing, though, Owen, Striker and Vampiro are doing the commentary.
Oh, no.
I can't fucking wait for Saturday. Oh. I mean, well, the thing that I'm hoping is that AAA isn't shit. It's just slightly okay. But with some of the matches and how many bloody tag matches we've got, you know, actually, I've just realised, depending what happens with Australian Suicide and that cruiserweight title thing, there's only 1 singles match on this entire fucking card. A match because it's mask versus hair with Shani and Apache. Every single men's match is either tag or multi-man. Speaking of, it looks as if CMLL's lost its big match as well, because they were teasing LA Park versus I can't remember who. That they were going to do a mask versus mask match. That now seems to be off, because even though the LA Park is showing up, I think, to the CMLL show on Friday that is supposed to be sort of hyping it up. So who the fuck knows? Mexican wrestling. Who the fuck knows? That should be the poster quote, shouldn't it? Dear God. So to try and wake Owen up, I might as well talk about Joey Janela's Lost in New York. Did you map Owen or not?
I wanted to. I tried to watch a little bit of it, and it was kind of like I was actually watching it on my phone. I had a way to check it out, so I was watching a little bit of it, and I pretty much got in with Nick Gage against Sabu.
So then, did you see the interval?
No, I don't believe so.
Because after that match finished, they had the interval. They just showed a shit ton of 90s television commercials.
Oh no, I did see that.
I guess because it was supposed to be the idea of it being set in the same time as Home Alone 2 Lost to New York.
I was
and all that. I was just like nostalgia gasm. It was like really good. And it sort of had a cold open because we kicked straight into Spider Nate Webb coming out with Wheatus actually playing live Teenage Dirtbag and all that. MJF beat him despite Wheatus trying to get involved. So then KTB came out with the open challenge. And out came this kid-looking guy. And it was like, who are you? And it's like, yeah, it's Marcus. And he's like, what's that? Can I please have that corrected? My name is Marco. So of course everybody starts going, Polo. Marco's stunt is a crazy motherfucker. Just from this one gig, he got booked for All In. Because he was just fucking incredible. For people that don't like flippy shit, they're going to hate him. For people that do like flippy shit, they're going to hate him because he does so much flippy shit, they're going to hate him. But just like the stuff he was doing with like no fear. I don't even know how. Do we even know how old he is? Marco Stunt.
I don't know. He looks like honestly, I looked at him. He kind of reminds me of like a kid from Stranger Things.
Mr. Fun Size, an exclusive interview from Last Word on Pro Wrestling. We got his age. Wow, he's 22? He's 22, and he does sort of look like a 17-year-old. But they didn't play up that because Marco was asked by KTB, did your mom give you permission? Are you old enough to be in here? Marco's reply was, I'm old enough to fuck your mum. It's like, yes. This is how you get a guy over. I'm intrigued to see what Marco's going to do on the WGN pre-show to make people go, what the fuck is this shit? So then Teddy Hart beat Chris Dickinson. Pretty good match. I think it was actually before that, in between the Marco stunts and the Teddy Hart Dickinson. Stokely Halfway came out with Wheeler Yuta, just randomly. I can't remember why. And then all of a sudden, I went, what? Because I'm trying to go, right, which indie star that's supposed to be on this show is... And then I was like, wait, they aren't actually. And then out comes Sandman through the crowd. Real Sandman. Pouring beer in people's mouths and got in the ring. Wheeler Yuta just like, yeah, this isn't my problem. Gets out the ring and Stokely Halfway gets murdered with a Singapore cane.
Yeah, I saw that shot.
So Nick Gage was supposed to be facing Fatu, but because Fatu was at Neidhart's funeral, he wasn't able to be there. So in his place, as a pretty damn good replacement, it's Sabu! Pretty solid match they had. Nothing exceptional, but still pretty solid. Then we had the grab the brass ring ladder match, which people didn't like the fact that Jimmy Lloyd won. The fans are starting to get sick of him because it's like, well, he's only there because he's friends with Joey Janela. So Jimmy Lloyd gets whatever match he wants at Joey Janela's Spring Break 3, which is happening somewhere in New York. Then Ethan Page beat Penelope Ford. Jinsei Shinzaki the former Hakushi. Beat Joey Janela in a very good match. And then PCO beat Matt Riddle because fucking weird guy, whatever his name is that I can't remember, that came out to bloody Phantom of the Opera. Got a car battery with jump leads and stuck it on basically PCO's head and brought him back to life because, you know, he's not human. And all that. One thing I want to mention as well, considering it's the last that we knew of until they announced the Progress Wrestling stuff, like we said on the SummerSlam stuff, that Riddle's doing the Hello Wembley show for Progress at the end of September. Evolve, in collaboration with Kenny Johnson, put out a great, I think, 10 to 15 minute little mini doc on Riddle, including him basically saying this is paid the bills for my kids and everything for the last 3 or 4 years. And, you know, some people say, do I miss the UFC? You know, and basically goes to the extent of I wouldn't be where I am today getting a chance at probably, you know, one of my dream places if I was still in the UFC now. You know, I might be languishing mid-card. That sort of thing. Video package and everything there. Worth bringing up. So then the Ring of Honor show. I might as well stick the Ring of Honor stuff with Rev Pro, mightn't I?
That'll work.
Considering quite a lot of them sort of overlapped and all that. To get the please can I find the actual other one? There we go. So night 1, Thursday in Edinburgh. In the quarterfinals of the Cup, we had Haskins beat Gresham, Flip beat Kip Sabian, Jimmy Havoc over Daniels. Somewhat of a surprise there, I'd say. And Hammond Page beating Joe Hendry. Then in the other matches, Viper beat Kaylee Ray. Jay Lethal beat Adam Brooks. And the Bullet Club of the Bucks and Marty Skull as in the Briscoes in the main event. Then not night 2 because it's Rev Pro down in York Hall on the Friday. Somehow in combination with that, probably. Josh Bodon beat Dan McGee. The Great O'Khan beat Shane Strickland. Kushida beat Adam Brooks. Aussie Open beat CCK of Brooks and Gresham. Titan beat Soberano Jr. Lance Archer over Jörn Simmons. David Starr retained the Cruiserweight title over El Fantasmo. And Ishii beat Volta in the number 1 contenders match. Which, in all honesty, makes sense because after everything we've seen in Japan recently with the whole G1 build-up and then the G1 itself and then the aftermath of G1, Ishii and Suzuki again. Somehow. Yeah. I want to see the guys beat the shit out of each other again. So then Saturday we transition back into the Ring of Honor in Doncaster. We had the Briscoes beat Johnny Storm and Jody Fleisch. Mark Haskins and Hangman Page won their semi-finals against Flip Gordon and Jimmy Havoc, respectively, to get through to the finals at the end of the night. Kaylee Ray beat Charlie Evans. Punishment Martinez beat Delirious from Evil. Gresham beat the Young Bucks in a special tag little match. I believe because somehow Marty wasn't able to make it. Because I think he had some travel issues somehow. Because he only just about made it to Edinburgh. From what I remember. It's actually brought up as well in Being the Elite, wasn't it? Quite a few of the guys on the UK tour had problems with flights and everything. And then Mark Haskins beat Hangman Page in the final. So Haskins challenges Lethal on the third night, which is back in York Hall. Gresham beat Hendry in a good opener. Hangman Page beat Flip Gordon and Kip Sabian in a three-way, which was solid. Kaylee Ray beat Aisha Raymond. Good showing from Aisha, I guess, in her debut. Kaylee Ray did all three, so there we go. Daniels beat Briscoe by DQ. Or Mark Briscoe, I should say. Then in a street fight, Punishment Martinez beat Jimmy Havoc after crazy shit with thumbtacks and, to be honest, a load of other weapons as well. Marty Skull beat Jay Briscoe. Then there was a beatdown, but Daniels made the save. So it looks as if like there's some sort of like show of respect between Daniels and Marty, which I guess means that this isn't supposed to be canon for TV because, you know, SCU and all that. Just to retain, because of course he did. Oh, and the one I forgot, the Young Bucks beat Johnny Storm and Jody Fleisch in a great little tag match, which is you expect with the quality of the people that were in it. Some New Japan news, because we haven't got any matches to really cover until a couple of weeks' time because they're all touring for whatever, you know, All In, various other shows. They did a special 9-minute something press conference. They had a special interview lined up with Mr. Belto, who apparently could fucking speak. Don't ask me how. But there was a letter sent as well from Hiromu in like good, like fancy crayon, saying, I can't wait to see, you know, who my opponent is and whatever. And then the chairman comes in, who wasn't Harold. I'm like, where the fuck's Harold? I want Harold in this. He should be the true, you know, we want Harold. Hashtag we want Harold. That's what we need. Harold needs to be at every show. So whoever it is, I guess vice chairman, I don't know who he was, came in and basically said, you know, with respect, we need to vacate the title and we don't want Hiromu to come back when he's 100% ready. We want him to come back when he's 1,000% ready. We don't want to bring him back too early. And the belt's sort of happy enough with this and whatever, understands the situation and gets carried off. And then turns out this was actually directed by Hiromu himself. And probably Mr. Belty was credited as the voice actor. So I don't know how that will be on IMDb as a short film. But then he announced matches, quite a few of them, which got fucking confusing because they didn't even translate it. So let's go through what was scheduled. As I expected, it's mainly just sort of the big shows that are being lined up with the title matches and the significant ones. So if I click that, click that, click that, click that, click that, because that's all we know. So the Kurikan Hall shows, which are Friday the 7th of September and Saturday the 8th of September. The only real special stuff for those are the main event tag matches, with Ospreay and Ishii versus Ibushi and Omega. That should be a pretty good match in itself. Night. Juice Robinson and Tanahashi versus Beretta and Okada. Some nice little stuff there. But then the big ones, I guess if you want to call it that. First up, Destruction in Hiroshima on the 15th. Ever openweight 6-man tag belts will be on the line with Ishimori and the Bullet, the what is it? The Tongan Death Squad, Team Tonga. What was it again? The Tonga Crew. What was it, Owen? He's gone. Team Tonga, whatever. Face Taguchi Japan of Taguchi, Finlay, and Juice Robinson. And also on that show in Hiroshima, Omega defending the IWGP Heavyweight title against Ishii. So that should be good. Then in Beppu a couple of nights later, in Oita, at the Beppu Beacon Plaza. The big matches on that one are Goto defending the never openweight title against Taichi, and Naito in a special singles match against Suzuki, which is making me wonder: is that where Jericho's coming in, and two, does that mean Jericho is facing Minoru Suzuki?
I think it's a good Paul. Have you seen the new shirt?
Or no?
Jericho has a new shirt.
Is it a Suzuki ripoff?
No, this one's ripping on Naito.
Naito's rematch then.
It is. Well, I will soon have it, by the way. But it says Alpha Club Jericho on the front with a picture of Jericho's face. And on the back it says, I'm not tranquilo, I'm effing crazy.
Okay.
Literally not sure exactly where I can wear that out and where I live, but I really think that, yeah, that's an awesome shirt.
That needs to be worn for Halloween Horror Nights just to confuse everybody.
I can see that.
And then Destruction in Kobe on September 23rd. The big stuff coming out of that is final to crown the vacant junior heavyweight belt with Kushida facing Bushi. And then also the Money in the Bank's on the line, Tanahashi defending against Okada. They're doing it again. They're doing it again. They've also confirmed a few matches already for Fighting Spirit Unleashed at the Volta Pyramid. Because that's what it'll always be called now. Fuck Walter. Volta. You know, with a V. Juice Robinson is being challenged by Cody, I should say, for the US title. The Young Bucks are being challenged by the Gorillas of Fuck for the tag belts themselves. And then Ospreay's facing Marty Scurll in the second semi-final for the vacant junior belt. Of those two junior heavyweight matches will face each other in the final at King of Pro Wrestling on Monday, October 8th, where there'll probably be other matches happening.
Of course.
But we don't know what they are yet because too much other shit has got to happen. Quickly mention as well, PWX had their Land of Opportunity show this past weekend. Mason Miles winning a Land of Opportunity Battle Royal. Ducklings retaining the tag belts, as well as advancing to the final Crockett Cup tag tournament, beating the new and improved Country Jack. Darius Lockhart retained his innovative TV title against the Crown Jewel Chase Owens in a 2-out-of-3 Falls match. Savannah Evans beat Zia Brookside and Alley Cat in a triple threat women's match. The Syndicate beat Cam Carter, Tracer X, and Ian Maxwell. Elijah Evans IV beat John Skyler, Serpentico, Slim J, and Jake Manning to win the Opportunity Locks ladder match, giving him a title shot at any time of his choosing and all that. Because it was previously held by Martin Stone, but obviously when he got signed by NXT full time, that got thrown out. The Lethal Enforcers of James Drake and Anthony Henry beat the Gymnasty Boys to also progress through to the finals of the Crockett Cup Tag Team Tournament, which I guess is at the next show. Ethan Case retained the World Heavyweight title, beating Scorpio Sky in Ethan Case's own dream match. But then, directly afterwards, Elijah Evans IV came in, cashed in his opportunity, beating Ethan Case to become the new PWX World Heavyweight Champion and becoming PWX Triple Crown Champion ever. Because Elijah Evans had the tag belts and the ITV, or the innovative TV title belt, but never the World Championship. But that has now changed. The history has been made. They are returning actually this weekend with PWX Pure 5 on Saturday at Hebron Hall in Charlotte, and this Sunday in conjunction with the Charlotte Knights Baseball and the Crockett Cup Foundation at the BB&T Ballpark in Charlotte, with the finals of the Crockett Cup Tag Team Tournament, a meet and greet with PWX talent as well as NWA legends, and Nick Aldis will be there. Whether he's defending his belt, I don't know, because all in. Thought it might have been more important, maybe. I'm just having to double check if the crazy guy Dave Benson Phillips was involved in title wrestling this week. Apparently he wasn't. Panic over. PCW, Preston City Wrestling's Ready Wrestler 1 from Blackpool Tower. Nightshade beat Rio to become the new PCW women's title in a ladder match. So big stuff right from the start. Jody Fleisch and Johnny Storm beat the Rascals. Tel Banham beat Jack Jester, Danny Hope, Arcadian, Danny Burch, and Drew Parker from a 6-way. Matthew Brooks beat Big T by DQ. Ashton Smith went over Trey Miguel. Sheik Al Sham went over Joey Hayes. Sugar Dunkerton beat Doug Williams. And Shah Samuels beat Lionheart by DQ. So Lionheart keeps his belt via the usual word, shenanigans, and because reasons. And all that. We also had a fucking wasp.
Here we go again.
We didn't have a fucking what? Well,
wasps are back.
Fucking wasp. I don't know. Well, they're going to be back all the time. I mean, in this place, I'm not going to be able to probably get them. The wasps will always be here until they're not here, which is probably the winter. PCW also had a free show at the Preston Flag Market. Lionheart beat Sugar Dunkerton on that to retain the heavyweight title. Viper also was on the card, beating Rio. The Kinky Party retained their tag belts against Sleezer's Christ. And Dean Allmark retained the Cruiserweight title against Tyson T-Bone. I won't go through the rest of them. Apologies to the rest of the people on that one. And then also PCW had their Stairway to 7 on Saturday evening. Viper to retain the women's title. In a fans bring the musical weapons match, I don't know what musical instruments they brought, or musically themed weapons. I don't know. Because of the ABBA Mamma Mia soundtrack, I don't know. Matt Brooks beat Tel Banham. Tyson T-Bone and Sugar Tuggerton beat the Kinky Party by DQ. So Kinky Party retain the tag belts and all that. Dean Allmark beat Lionheart to become the new PCW heavyweight champ, despite also being cruiserweight champ at the same time. But then, despite losing earlier on in the night, Tel Bannum came up, cashed in his title contract for both belts, and he fucking won. Yet we had 3 title changes because Tel Bannum is the new PCW heavyweight champ and the new PCW cruiserweight champion. That's confusing. Now we jump to OTT. This one, I would argue, more than hype beats Legit 100, meaning Legit 100 are Scotty Davis, Curtis Murray, and Michael May must split up as a team. Kushida beat Shane Strickland. Wow, that's a pretty ballsy match. Sami Zayn retained the women's title, beating Katie Harvey and Valkyrie. Tomohiro Ishii beat Juice Robinson. The Kings of the North retained their tag titles against the Angel Cruisers. Did I get him? He disappeared.
Trying to kill the wasp again.
Well, man, I've realised I should probably just use my slipper and smack it rather than try and spray it with the stuff, because if they just keep coming. Beat Devlin to become the new OTT World Champion. Yes! Volta! And all that noise. And stuff. Rev Pro also had a show in Southampton. I don't think anything major went down on that show. Supposed to be facing Will Ospreay apparently on September 1st, but apparently Adam Brooks now doesn't want the match, so that probably means it's happening. It's just that he wants a way out of it and all that. I'll work out where he's gone. Oh, there he is. Quick, get the slip. Oh, you sloth. Oh, and the Hangover show happened, of course. Which was obviously called The Hangover 2. Terry Thatcher retained the No Limits title over Darren Kearney. I think that was the only title that was on the line for that show, by the looks of it. There were only other shows. I think there was a Chikara Hour of Power stuff, but nothing truly major went down on that. Because obviously we're building more towards the trio of kings and all that stuff. I will quickly, though, mention what is happening this weekend in terms of like shows, but we won't go into any dramatic detail as to like cards. Powerbomb TV is showing Nova Pro's show, followed by Freelance Wrestling from this Friday on powerbomb.tv. Go and check that out if you want. Oldie Wrestling's having another one of its spectacular things. I think it's is it the Speakeasy one? Can't even remember. It's the only one that I didn't check. Yeah, the Oldie Wrestling Extravaganza 2018. Well, no. I'm trying to work out what time it is in terms of the year they're traveling back. So it's some sort of extravaganza. Who knows? We've also got Triple Mania. Fight Club Pro is back with a Friday show, which is complicated because nobody that's part of the WWE UK stuff can technically fight on it. Unless, of course, Triple H is giving them sort of special allowance to be able to fight. Oh wait, it's actually I misread. It's actually the issue is it's Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. They're doing 3 nights at Bush Hall in London. And actually next Friday as well, they're doing a show at Starworks as well with Daisuke Sekimoto being part of it. So I don't think they've announced any of the Project London cards mainly that are going down, just that it is happening. I got confused because it sort of overlaps with this week and next week and whatever. There does seem to be the group Schadenfreude, which is Volta's with CCK and Aussie Open and all that. They're involved. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be any matches confirmed for it though. So read into that what you will. Defiant has a show, I believe. I don't know whether it's wow, are you kidding me? Defiant Wrestling's website isn't working. Is this important news? That Defiant Wrestling's website is officially broken? Are they not existing? Okay, it's the Stacked show that's happening this Sunday, with the main event being Volta versus Will Ospreay for the internet title, among other stuff. Looks as if Kirby and Hendry's probably happening on that show as well. We have got a card. By the looks of it. Rampage is defending the world title against Gabriel Kidd. Havoc and Haskins face CCK. That's not too bad a card. But and Millie McKenzie's withdrawn from the women's title match against Bea Priestley and will no longer be in action. Well, I think we know why that is. Hi, Vince. Hi, Triple H. So that's going down this weekend. Demand Lucha has its show in Canada on Sunday. Destiny Wrestling's got a show up in Canada as well Saturday. C4 has got the show up in Ottawa on Friday night. Smash Wrestling also working up quite a lot of Canada this week. Smash Wrestling show Sunday, I believe. We already mentioned PWX. Ring of Honor's got TV tapings this Saturday. Northeast Wrestling has got a couple of West Wrestling Under the Star shows. Corey Graves is apparently going to be there. Not wrestling, he'll just be there. AIW has the Wrestle Rager 3 featuring Sabu. Has a show this weekend as well on the Sunday afternoon, so that's probably on Powerbomb.tv, I'd have thought. ICW is having a new set of Fight Club tapings, which is, I think, being called Terminator Grado or Terminator 2.5. I don't know. Something crazy. CWF Mid-Atlantic is having a show as well. And Progress Wrestling's Chapter 75, These Violent Delights Have Violent End. I don't know what that's a reference from. Do you have a clue, Owen?
No.
Hang on, I'm going to do a quick Google search. That obviously is sold out because it's a Progress Wrestling show. Oh, it's a Romeo and Juliet quote. But also did feature in the first episode of Westworld. So I don't know. Either one. And yeah, the Progress Wrestling show's happening on a Monday because Progress is obviously heading out to Germany during King of Trios / All In weekend, which is a bit awkward. But then again, Volta will be obviously a major part of those shows, and you know, we're gearing up to Progress Wrestling, gearing up for their biggest show ever, and obviously this time next week, Owen won't be asleep because he'll be marking out for All In. Still,
I'll be covering that show properly.
yeah, I don't know whether it's going to be afterwards or whether we're going to be doing another live.
Probably a good bet on live. Live seems to work quite well.
Oh, we might be doing it live. Okay. Just want to have a quick look at the Starcast thing. I'm worried by buying this Starcast thing that I'm going to win this bloody competition thing. In which case, I'm screwed, aren't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. Get trip to Chicago. So, yeah, just have a quick look through. So, karaoke with Marty Skull on a Monday Night War debate, some Paperback jamming, some Botcha Mania, Medusa podcast, What Happened When with Tony Schiavone, the 4-Star Summit with the Pro Wrestling Torch and the Observer combined, the Empty Arena match retrospective with Foot, Lawler, and Funk, Wrestle Crap podcast, War Games retrospective with Animal, Blanchard, Luger, and JJ Dillon, Clock Blockers trivia with Macaulay Culkin, Bruce Pritchard roast, Raven Effect, Strangle Mania with ICP, Bruce Pritchard and Jeff Jarrett doing karaoke at midnight, because of course. Ogre, remembering Andy Kaufman with Dutch Mantel and Jerry Lawler, X-Pac 1, 2, 3, 60 degrees of the NWO with Hall and Nash and Waltman. My question is Hogan showing up to that?
Probably.
Total Nonstop Jarrett with a panel on TNA, which will be fucking awkward, but considering the legal situation. Primetime Sean Mooney with an interview with Jim Johnson, which I think will be the first time he's spoken since the parting of the ways and everything. WWE just put out, or are putting out in the next day or two, what's it called? Uncaged, you know, when they do the unreleased songs, the themes.
Yeah, I saw that.
I believe that's coming. Keeping It 100, Conan podcast, and a Death of WCW panel with RD Reynolds, Eric Bischoff, Kevin Sullivan, and JJ Dillon. No Alvarez. Even though I'm pretty sure he wrote the book as well, didn't he?
Yep.
There you go. Obviously, the rest of that night is All In stuff. And then the following day, because it's still going on, an Art of Wrestling podcast recording, a Bunny Ears podcast recording with Stephen Amell, with Macaulay Culkin and all that. Story time with the Bucks, Trivia Rumble, so they're doing a quiz show. The Laps Fan podcast, and a Way It Ended with Robbie E podcast and Matt Coon. And probably more stuff that they aren't even announcing. And all that. Well, Netflix have officially renewed Glow for a third season, which is nice to see. Else that we haven't covered. We did cover the Alexa Bliss Trish Stratus announcement, didn't we?
Yeah, we have chat questions.
No problem. Okay.
Okay, rapid fire. Pyro says he really can't get tired of R-Truth's dementia gimmick. Is Flip all in? Nope.
Flip isn't all. Well, let's be honest. Somehow he's going to be all in. I'd have thought. See how.
Big Daddy Ashley versus King Ross Cultaholic in a slap chest contest. Book it, Vince.
I don't know whether King Ross has been slapped. Then again, neither have I, so I guess it's a learning experience for both of us.
Rowan had surgery, so what happens with the titles? Well, we had a title switch tonight, so.
Yeah.
News
Plus,
on 2K.
The most important title which happened, Volta's another champion.
Good Lord. News on 2K19. Hopefully the roster's bigger.
Oh, yes, that's the thing we didn't touch on. They are bringing back the showcase mode, and it's going to be featuring Daniel Bryan's highlights. It's confusing because there's going to be about 11 different Daniel Bryans covering 17 matches over like 15 years. Because it's going to include the match he had with Cena back on Velocity in 2003. They're going that detailed. And I think it goes all the way up to the WrestleMania match.
I'm guessing
with Shane.
I'm guessing there's no Ring of Honor stuff on this, of course.
Stuff. Technically, the final match should be Bryan and Miz, but whether they'd have Bryan losing in that, I don't know.
When is Jeff Cobb going to get sacrificed on Lucha?
Who knows? Remember, they filmed all this months ago. From what I remember, reading the spoilers like from months and months and months and months and months ago, in some shape or form, he is got rid of or changes into somebody else. I can't remember exactly how, but I think it's happening somewhere down the line. Maybe.
Well, let's see. Wouldn't be surprised Antonio Cueto reveals himself he was resurrected as Dario by taking his awful wig.
You never know. All I remember is like the finish comes with Penta having been champion all season, but gets turned on by Vampiro or Cueto or both of them or something, and somebody else becomes champion, but I can't remember who. Because I would not be surprised if Dario faked it, if Dario faked his own death. Because Dario would do that sort of thing.
Yeah. Killer Cross versus Pimpinella Escarlata if you had to choose.
Escalata.
Why
Fuck
do you
Killer
hate,
Cross.
Why do you hate Killer Cross?
He's
S
like Baron Corbin, except Baron Corbin actually has a future. You notice who isn't on the AAA card, by the way? Killer Cross.
One Triple S, I believe they're asking me if you had to choose between Shera or Cross and why. God. No.
I'd say Shearer because the idea is that he's just there to dance.
I put Shera.
Cross is there to be a cunt.
I'll just pick Shera because I don't know enough about Cross, and I think if he's being brought up eventually brought up to the WWE main roster, I think there's going to be a reason for it. Or he's just going to be a failure like No Way Jose and Mojo Rawley. When is Mysterio going to lose the Crash title?
When they feel like it. I don't know.
They could do away with it like the next level title with GFW when Cody had it.
Yeah, you never know.
Can we get Congo Kong to sit on Killer Cross, please?
I also resent Killer Cross because he's got his start in GFW. So he's already been tainted by the gold of Jarrett. It's not even the blood of Dwayne, it's the gold of Jarrett. They gave him the Rising Star Award at the Cauliflower Alley Club. For fuck's sake.
Let's see. One Triple S talking about we don't like Cross, but he's pretty bad. That's why he works for Triple A. Can we get Impact to sign their own talent that's not from Triple A? Has Triple A and New Japan ever got along?
Before, whatever. You know, back in the day, I'm trying to think when the most recent stuff is. Yeah, there was some guys on, by the looks of it, AAA 2A, which was a while back and everything. They did some stuff. You know, we've seen there's been more of a link with CMLL because of the whole. I've forgotten what it's called. You know, the set of shows that they have when the Mexican guys go over to Japan, like in mid-January. You know, just after Wrestle Kingdom. Those shows. You know, there's quite a bit there. So there's more of a connection there with CMLL and New Japan. New Japan guys have appeared like here and there, like back in the early days in like the 90s for the history of Triple Mania. But other than that, not really. Because of the ties of CMLL, which, you know, as you've heard from sort of my feelings from it, CMLL is a much better product in Mexico right now than AAA ever has been in years.
This is a new definition of the term rapid fire. As let's say,
The other ones were shorter response, admittedly.
Is Doug Williams a trainer?
Duggins? I wouldn't be surprised if he was training some of the UK guys. Perhaps like on the UK indie scene. I don't know whether he's a trainer for one of the big guys, though.
Why did Big Rick leave Lucha? Was he bad?
What with Lucha? I hear the question.
Why did Big Rick leave Lucha?
I think he had enough, in all honesty. Then again, he was like hyped up for season 2, and they never brought him back. So I don't really have a clue because that character was a pretty interesting one. Yeah, I'm a bit confused. I don't even know whether Ezekiel's even doing stuff now, because I do any sort of wrestling stuff for years. Is he part of trios, or is that somebody else in? Can't even remember. Is he part of King of Trios? Let me just double check. I lose track of who that Nexus group is. PJ Black, Michael Tarver, and Fred Rosser. So no, it's Tarver, Darren Young, and PJ. So yeah, apparently he hasn't wrestled in years, or at least according to Wiki. So
let's see. Pyro says, "Why are you guys not going to live stream anymore?"
Owen's going to be busy going to HHN every night.
Yep.
That's his holiday away from wrestling. That's when he can enjoy himself rather than sit through God knows how much rubbish.
Yep.
Which means I have to sit through it. Yeah, I've even double checked on Cage Match. The last listed match that they have is a couple of matches on a WXW tour in Germany back in October 2015. He hasn't wrestled in 3 years.
No, I didn't watch
So there
SmackDown.
you go. He was asleep through most of it. Anyway, even when I was covering Raw.
It'd be cool if WWE brought back Nitro instead of Raw. Oh my god, yes. I'd be super happy with that.
What?
Nitro.
Oh, God, no. Some of the
Old school Nitro
anything
versus old school Raw.
Look, we've been accused by some of copying the Observer too much already, and Brian and Vinny. I don't want to go that blatant.
Well, considering the fact that I'm a WCW guy, I would not mind an old school Nitro event.
Like, if they did like a best of WCW, like 2-hour special sort of thing on the network, like
we're talking about instead of an old school Raw, they're just talking about an old school Nitro night instead. I don't know how well it would do viewership wise.
The problem is most of them are dead. It all, not to sound harsh about it, but
there's a lot that are not.
Most of the people from the WCW side haven't had as long careers, and those that have crossed over have obviously, died anyway. Be it Macho, be it Dusty, be it Piper, be it Bulldog, be it Big Boss Man, be it Perfect. Because all you've really got, because I doubt you'd have Tully return. And obviously Oli, hell no. So you can't have a 4 Horsemen reunion. So it'd be awkward. It'd be nice to see, but we know what Vince is like about trying to give credit to other companies. He don't fucking do that.
They want Walter and Impact to destroy Grado.
No, I don't want Volta anything to do with fucking Impact. I want him in WWE, whether it be main roster or NXT. I don't want him anything to do with Impact because I think, I get what they're doing. They had a great Slammiversary. Some of their television product is still questionable. It's on World of Sport levels, and you can tell how I feel about World of Sport.
Macaulay Culkin and the Rogan Experience was good.
Yeah,
Hyrule will be back to doing our normal stuff in November.
Mm-hmm.
Ashley will be covering everything moving forward. We're getting Amdragon 2K19. Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, I agree.
Predictions on Tony Ferguson's returning opponent?
Not sure.
Hyro wants Killer Cross to get murdered in Lucha.
The White Rabbit will not get murdered. That's the problem.
How did you feel when Shinsuke left New Japan and never got the chance to wrestle for the Intercontinental title?
I don't know. I mean, I feel that the IC title stuff would have been nice, but you know, this is the Seth Jericho stuff we're talking about, right?
That's what it looks like, yeah.
Yeah, it would have been a great idea, but again, you know, from Vince, so it's like, you know, if somebody else gets too much of an idea and it isn't Vince's idea, you don't give a fuck.
Couple more questions, and then we're gonna take it home for the night. How is Ashley's favorite female, Lady Tapass?
I don't know. I don't follow her. If you want my favorite if you want my favorite females, go to the NXT UK tapings. Go to Shimmer. Go to Shine. Go to NXT. Go to like any promotions. I don't even know whether Lady Tapper is even what she's doing now. Quick, the cage match. I'm intrigued because I think the last time she showed up was probably Mae Young.
Yeah.
Time that I can see that she wrestled was in Ohio, losing to Holidead in CKCK, Cleveland Knights Championship Wrestling. So she hasn't wrestled in nearly a year. I don't know whether she's injured.
Hyra says you
Does
can
Lady
do the
Tapas have a... Again?
Hyra says they can do the cruiserweights against 205 Live. Well, the issue is, back in the day, the WCW cruiserweight division was incredible, but the thing is like they're completely two different animals now. Hyra was asking about the cruiserweight. I'm guessing the cruiserweight tag titles. I don't know why that was a thing. It was a good concept, but I don't know why they waited till the end to do it. And why
Now it
can't
just
the
seems
white
like they're
rabbit?
not even doing it anyway.
Yeah, why can't the white rabbit die?
I just think he's a big plot point in this whole. If it does go to a fifth season, the White Rabbit tribe and the rabbit himself is going to be some. I mean, okay, the tribe's dying, but I don't think they're going to get rid of Paul London because they can get rid of the other ones. So, you know, unless the White Rabbit actually does kill Matanza. Oh God, if they have Killer Cross go off against Jeff Cobb, fuck it. Dear, if that happens. By the way, I've just checked. The last action that Lady Tapper was in was actually in MMA over in the Rising promotion in Saitama in Japan, which was a couple of weeks after the Mae Young Classic and the NXT stuff, along with the match I mentioned in Cleveland. I don't see her listed anywhere else since. The shocking thing is she's actually Tongan. She should be like the Tongan Death Squad's Peter. You know, if the Bullet Club can have Peter, you know, can have Lady Tapas. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's our show.
I'm still trying. I'm trying to look at her tweets and trying to work out if she's actually even doing anything. She's plugging a load of merch, but because she's in Charlotte, North Carolina. Oh, if she's in Charlotte, North Carolina, she could be doing some of the Queens of Combat stuff. Oh no, there we go. Boxing, 100% knockout fight news coming soon. She's going into boxing now as well. Okay, now I'm confused. Well, I will admit she's slimmed down a lot. I'm guessing because of the whatever weight she needs to be for the. So she's getting slimmer. I guess I can't really say Lady Tapas anymore if she's getting slimmer. There goes that joke, everybody.
Yeah, that's your show.
On that bombshell, that's us for the night.
So we've
We'll
got
be back, I guess, Monday.
Yeah, maybe we'll see.
Final Raw. Or are we going to do the Raw
Let's see.
after All In?
Monday,
September the
Monday's tentative.
No, I meant the following Monday after All In.
Tentative.
Same as well. So we probably can do that, but that'll probably be the last live show
For a while.
So as it tentatively stands, Monday for this week's coming Raw, live stuff for All In, and then another Raw recap as well on the 3rd, and then it'll be me taking over in terms of doing some sort of recap. It's different days, I'm not sure. Obviously, I've got to fit around my convention trip as well, but I'll figure something out. Snack Stash should be coming up in the next day or two. Probably going to send it over to Owen once we're done here and all that. So
that's your Wednesday video.
Expect to see that. Yeah, expect to see that in the next few umpteen hours.
Max Dash is Wednesday.
I guess
next Thursday.
I guess me and you and AJ will be back. Probably all. We aren't doing it. Are we doing it the Sunday? Do you think?
We will see.
Maybe. But tentatively, that week, Labor Day weekend, is going to be when we do our first list of the, I guess, Big 8 for now, because we don't know if there's a Big 9 because the popular film thing, who knows?
Yeah, I put mine together today.
And gaming stuff will come. Yeah, there might even be a gaming video also coming this week, depending how I feel about the stuff coming out of Gamescom next day or two, if there is anything. Owen will be doing Sip and Snacks. Probably
Sip and Snack will be out on Thursday. AJ,
do they do like? I guess they do quite a lot of Halloween themed stuff at HHN, don't they? So
it'll be hard to deal with, but I'm gonna have to figure out a way to make that happen. Potentially after work.
So yeah, Jay's channel for a month. Well, no, 2 months.
Yep.
Find me on Twitter at Ash is my name UK. I think you're at So Own Disney, aren't you?
Yep.
I think you're the guy that does the line, don't you?
Yeah, it's follow. So you can follow us on Twitter at Popcast Network. Follow me on Twitter at Sir Owen Disney. Check out our Facebook fan page on Facebook as well, of course. If you have any ideas for Sip and Snack or versus the other regular segments on the network, feel free to shoot me an email, siroandisney@gmail.com. So more content coming this week. We've got Snack Stash. We've got AJ's movie reviews. We've got verses. We've got content coming. We have wrestling content coming this week. So a lot of stuff still to come. So as we roll in out of August and into September, insane. Thanks to everyone that was live chatting with us tonight. Hyro and 1SSS. Thanks to Acer for the putover, as always. And as always,
at the end.
yeah. In a world where there are a billion wrestling podcasts, we're very pleased that once more tonight you have chosen a Popcast. I want to thank everyone for watching. Thanks everyone for listening. And until tomorrow, boys and girls, that's all we got to say about that.
Spike Lee hated John Wayne.